promoters of your brand and of your business. So there's a couple stages here. There's a few stages, four specifically. There's the attract phase. And during the attract phase, what you're going to do is you're going to attract people to your business. And how do you attract those strangers and convert those into visitors, right? So we're going to talk about 3 ways to do that. So we're going to talk about blogging. And I know you probably hear a lot about blogging, and you probably say, yeah, that all sounds good, but how do I do it? And I'm going to give you a few tips about that. We're going to talk about developing a content strategy. And we're also going to talk about leveraging social media to convert those strangers into visitors. And then once you've got these visitors on your website, right, there are all kinds of ways that you can deal with that. But we're going to talk about 4 specifically on how to convert visitors to leads. And we're going to talk about forums on your site. We're going to talk about how to create meeting links, how to use meeting links to automate that process of setting up meetings with people. We're also going to talk about messaging on your site, whether it's a live chat or a Facebook Messenger. And of course, we're going to talk about utilizing a CRM or customer relationship management software for tracking all of your data in your business. And then we're going to get right into the close phase. So closing, taking those hot leads and converting those leads into paying customers. I bet this is probably one of your favorite phases. And we're going to talk about how to manage your sales pipeline. We're going to talk about lead nurturing and what that means. We're also going to talk about email, and we're going to talk about lead scoring. I'm not sure if you're using that in your business yet, but lead scoring is great because it lets you know who to start working with first, who the hottest lead is. And then lastly, the delight phase is going to be a delight for you because we're going to talk about how to convert those happy customers who still have that warm and fuzzy feeling into promoters of your business. And some ways we can do that is through actual customer service. We can actually do that by leveraging smart content, which I'll talk to you a little bit about, and then also online conversations. So let's go ahead and back up. Let's go ahead and get into the first phase of the 4 phases, and we're going to talk about how to attract customers, how to attract strangers and convert those people into visitors. Now, I'm sure you probably heard from your friends or maybe some influencer online about how important blogging is, right, in your business, and blogging is very important. But I see that sometimes people blog about the wrong things, right? You need to position your blogging so that you are writing about the subjects that your strangers, your prospects are actually looking for. And you want to position yourself as a subject matter expert when you're blogging. So I want you to think about that. It's okay to do a little something fun, a little behind the scenes in your business, but ultimately, you need to have blogs that are tailored towards answering questions and solving issues for those strangers that are looking for your business. Next, you want to talk about a content strategy. And content strategy is one of the things that I cover in our Velocity Marketing Academy. We have a meetup group in the city of Houston, Texas, and we talk about content strategy. That is one of the classes, and one of the things that I love to teach about is the strategy of it all. And I hear people all the time, they say content, content, content. I hear it all the time, but what does that mean? What is this content I'm creating? And if you're not in tune with the type of content that you're creating or what's comfortable for you, then that is a big problem in your business. So a good example of content creation and content strategy, you're actually watching an example of that. See, this is how I help prospects or strangers, right, become acclimated to how I help my clients successfully build their business. So if you're watching this, it's quite possible that you're a prospect for my business, somebody who may be a good lead for me. And then lastly, we want to talk about social media, right, and how you leverage social media. You want to put a human face on your brand. You want to, of course, really let people see who you are, understand why you do what you do, and why it's so great. And I see people post kind of general posts through social media, but you need to tell people about your brand, about your business. Why did you start your company? Why do you help people? Why do you get out of bed and you do this? So it's really important to kind of spread that word, because ultimately people do business with people that they like, right? So it's very important that you go ahead and you build that rapport and you build that connection with people. So during that convert stage, what you want to do is you want to convert now those visitors to your website, and you want to convert those visitors into leads. So this is where you're going to convert these people into actual leads that you're going to reach out to. And when you're thinking of leads, there are actually two types of leads, right? There are marketing qualified leads, which these people have said, hey, you know what, I'll receive your emails. It's okay to send me messages on Facebook. All of those things are fine. That's a marketing qualified lead. The second type of lead that you want to look for is you actually want to look for another type of lead, which is a sales qualified lead. This is someone who raised their hand and said, you know, I'm very interested in your product or your service. I want to talk to someone. I think I'm ready to go. And they may or they may not, but with a solid sales process, you're going to figure that out on your own. So let's talk about this convert stage, from visitor to a lead. Now, you can capture a lot of leads by putting forms on your website, form pages, pop-up forms, exit intent forms. It's really important. Now, you know, I hear some business owners tell me all the time, hey, I don't want all those pop-ups on my website. It looks kind of tacky. It's not how I want to do business. But ultimately, think about the fact that if people visit your website, you don't know who they are, you don't know what they were looking at, you don't even know what they want, that's a waste of your biggest marketing resource that you have, which is your website. So you want to make sure that you're utilizing forms to capture information about your website visitors, so that you can, one, kind of leverage that information to continually grow and improve your website, and also capture the data of people that are coming to visit you so that you can reach out and do what we all want to do, right, which is make some sales. So next, I want to talk about meetings. You know, being able to set up meetings on your website. There are tons of tools out there that'll do that for you. It'll allow people to actually schedule meetings. These things will connect to your Outlook calendar, your Google Calendar, and it makes it really easy. It takes the pressure off of the prospect who's worried about picking up the phone and having to deal with you and your sales pitch, but actually having a meeting link on your website is going to be the best thing for you, because honestly, it takes that pressure off of the prospect, and wow, you know, they feel a lot better. They can do it on their own terms. They don't feel the sales pressure because they're probably not quite there yet. So that's okay. Now, you want to also be able to implement live messaging on your website. And I see some people do this using Facebook Messenger bots. You can plug in that Facebook Messenger icon on your website. People can click on that and then message you, because 1 out of 5 people are on Facebook anyway, so why not, right? Some tools also, some CRMs out there also allow you to put a live chat. There are some standalone live chat tools that you can add to your website that allows people to actually reach out to you. And a pro tip that I want to share with you is that it's not necessary to put that, it's not really necessary to put that live chat on every page of your website. It's not necessary to put it on your home page. It is a great idea to put that live chat on your pricing page, or on your checkout pages, or even your contact form page, all in places where people will need to reach out to you or may be likely to reach out to you. And then lastly, in this convert stage, we're going to talk a little bit about a CRM, and it's out there. Again, this is your customer relationship management software, and there are tons of great ones out there. Now, you know, it's easy to get into conversations comparing which one is better, which one works, but honestly, you need to make a decision and figure out which one you're most comfortable with and the one that you're going to be most likely to use, okay? It doesn't really matter which CRM you have if you're not using it, right? So you definitely need to choose one that's comfortable for you, that works for you, works for your team, and use it every day so you can utilize the power of a CRM to grow your business faster. Now, the last phase here that we're going to cover actually is we're going to cover the closing phase. And the closing phase, this is it. This is showtime. This is the fun part I love. This is where we convert leads that you've acquired from paid advertising from your website into paid customers. The fun part for everybody. And from here, you want to, of course, you want to spend a little bit of time, if you haven't done this already, you want to create a pipeline. And inside of my CRM in particular, I have a pipeline, and it kind of runs people through the stages. So I know exactly where they are. I know if a meeting's been scheduled. I know if, presenters have been, the stakeholders in a company have been contacted so that they can make a decision on what we're proposing for services or for products. So you have to figure out your pipeline stages. How are people moving forward in your pipeline? And I want to give you a little idea on how that works. And hello. So how that works is basically what you want to do is you want to, for me, I work with I basically work with a strategy session or a discovery session. And during that discovery session, really what's most important to me is trying to figure out what it is that I can do to help this person, if anything at all, right? Sometimes a lead may not be a good fit for me, and I may know someone else I want to refer them to. So it's important during that initial stage that we first kind of figure out, hey, are we a good match before I start pitching every product and service I have. It's always kind of good to do that and make sure you qualify your leads. So make sure you create a great pipeline for managing the flow of leads into your business, knowing stage by stage what happens, and being able to work that process that's going to be the best fit for your business. So next I want to get into lead nurturing. And lead nurturing is pretty cool because lead nurturing is good. Lead nurturing will help you keep them warm. Have you actually ever kind of spoken with a sales lead and they're like, yeah, I'm ready to go, and then something comes up and then it becomes a week or 2 weeks or a month or 3 months, 6 months before they get back to you? Well, that's where lead nurturing is good. You can share previous customer success stories. You can share some trainings that you've done. If you've done video trainings like I have, it becomes something really good that you can share to kind of keep a lead warm or keep them nurtured between them raising their hand and actually making the purchase and becoming a customer. Now, you can also leverage your email to do that, right? You can send useful, relevant content, and it doesn't necessarily all have to be your content, right? It could be something, a video from YouTube. It could be a blog article from Forbes or Inc. It doesn't really matter too much, but you do want to give the best information to your lead via email just to stay top of mind, right? I like to use the McDonald's comparison is that, if McDonald's were to pull all of their advertising, no more radios, bus stops, TV, internet, who would be number one, right? And the answer is the one that, one, is willing to spend the most amount of money, but two, also the one that is actively advertising and doing it well. So that's a great question to ask, but it's very important that you do that for your business. Make sure that you are available. So lastly, we want to talk about lead scoring. And lead scoring is really important. Lead scoring is so important that, in fact, that's how you need to know which lead to start with. So let's say you're getting about 20 leads a day in your business and you get 20 leads in. Who do you talk to first, right? And if you don't have a system set up to award points inside of your CRM or your marketing system to award people points for opening and clicking your emails, for making purchases, for scheduling meetings, it's all of these different things that should be assigned different point values in your business that will help you determine which lead you need to call first, right? Because you don't want a hot lead to get cold. And then because you're just going through the list as they came in, and it seems like the right thing to do, but in all honesty, it really isn't. So you need a great lead scoring tool that'll help you close the leads that are ready to go, all right? And so now we're gonna get to the fourth and final stage, which is the delight stage. And in the delight stage, this is where you take your customers who still have that warm and fuzzy feeling, right? They're still excited. You've built up a lot of excitement about their recent purchase. They're very happy. But you need to delight these people by creating a good customer service system. And if you don't a help desk or a ticket system or some sort of system set up in place that your customer is aware of, that's where things may fall through the cracks. So you definitely need to have a great service system in place so that you can take support tickets, you can measure how long it takes to fix problems. You can also send out surveys to your customers to make sure that that service experience was a stellar one. Next, you want to deal with smart content. So smart content is great. If you're dealing with the right systems, if you're using it to create smart content, and smart content allows you to change out the information on your website or in your emails or on your landing pages, maybe even some of your blogs, right, where you can change out information to show to people who are ready to buy, right? So I've been able to create smart content in my website. If you visit a specific page, which I'm not going to tell you, if you visit a specific page 3 times or more, when you go back to my homepage, there'll be a certain section that changes out. And that lets me know that you're ready to buy. And then I'm also able to switch out content on my website that will drive you to buy instead of showing you the same redundant information on the website. So smart content is a new thing that really will help you move people forward in your pipeline or move them forward towards becoming a customer with you. And last but not least, we want to talk about conversations. And conversations are great because you want to be able to monitor all your channels. You want to be able to monitor all your conversations. So you have clients or customers that send you emails and they send you Facebook messages and they send you live chat messages. And it just makes sense to have one convenient place where you can go to and monitor all those conversations, go back to those conversations, get caught up because you have so many customers and so many leads that you can get caught up with that prospect and then continue the conversation. Or maybe you're busy and you need someone else on your team to pick up that conversation where it left off. So that's where having a great tool that does that will help you achieve the goals that you need to in your business. Now, if this is something that really excites you, I would love to talk to you about how I can help you grow your business, implement the right tools, the right systems, help you grow the right processes, and develop a training system that will work for you over and over again. I would love to speak with you. So if you're interested in this, please give us a call at 832-706-0711. And that number again is 832-706-0711. Call that number and one of our team members will get you scheduled with one of our marketing specialists that will help you. Hop on that 30-minute call. We'll figure out if we can help you. And if so, we'll give you some cool tips that you can use to start implementing in your business right away so that you can start seeing a change immediately. So please leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. Give me some questions. I'd be happy to answer those for you. And I will talk to you soon.